Good morning, everyone. This is your girl Inga, and I want to welcome you back to the kitchen. We've been traveling a little bit, but now I'm back in the kitchen, guys, and I'm so happy to share this experience with you today. What are we going to do today? Guys, have you ever feel like something you haven't eaten for a very long time? Something that your grandmother or great grandmother introduced you to or used to give you, and you just feel like trying it? Yes, I'm going to try corning. Corning some chicken back. Some of you who might not know what chicken back is, it's simply the back, the bony back part of the chicken. And for some reason, I don't know if anybody could attest to this, but I like the bony part of the meat, and I feel like the bony part of the chicken tastes better, especially in soup, than the very fleshy parts. I like bony parts of the meat. So corning, what is corning, guys? Corning has nothing to do with corn, even though the root word is corn. It's simply a way you preserve meat from the days of the Anglo-Saxons by using spices and salt. And this is back before there were any refrigerators or freezers. Yes, so today, so if, say for example, guys, it's good to know. Say for example, your power goes out, your electrical power goes out. Oh, you have so much meat and fish in the refrigerator. Today we're doing chicken back, but you could corn any kind of meat. It could be beef, it could be pork, it could be fish. Except if you do fish, you have to dry it after you salt it. You know, you're preserving it with salt and spices. Now, I'm going to corn. Today's going to be the part one of my video because I'm corning my chicken back today. And then I usually corn my chicken back at least a whole day, 24 hours. And then I put it in the refrigerator. You do not have to put it in the refrigerator. You could store it if you put enough salt. You could store it, just cover it, make sure it's sealed properly in a corningware, and it could stay outside, you know. But I keep mine in the refrigerator. So walk with me, guys. Work with me in the kitchen. Let's see what we need to corn our chicken back. So this is part one. We're going to corn the chicken back or cure the chicken back today. And then we're going to use it to make a soup. Now, for those of you who used to eat pork like me, you know pork is really tasty. But it's controversial. People have a lot to say about pork. So for my personal reasons, I don't eat pork anymore. Some people will say it's the sweetest meat. I used to say that. Now, when I corn my meat, could be turkey, smoked turkey. I could corn and smoke my turkey pieces. And like I'm doing my chicken back today, I could do it with my beef. I could do it with any meat that I choose to. But today I'm doing the chicken back. Now, after corning it and it's sitting for a few days, I'm going to use to make a soup. And trust me, you will not miss that corned pork soup that you once used to eat, like myself, because it's going to give you that flavor. All right, let me show you the tingo. To do corned or cured or salted chicken back, we need the basic stuff such as our chicken back. Here I have the chicken back cleaned. I've taken out the marrows, the pieces that fall in here. You see comes in here. I've taken off the skin. You don't have to take off the skin. I like to take off the skin. I've taken off some of the fat, not all of it. When I'm ready to cook, I'm going to take off more of the fats. I'm going to definitely need salt. Those are the two main ingredients, your meat or poultry and salt. But I want mine to be very seasoned. So I'm going to use some spices. You could eliminate the spices or you could add the spices. You know, my mother, she cannot have too much spice, so she wouldn't add anything else other than salt to her meat to cure it. Now, I want it to be very seasoned, so I'm going to use some crushed pepper and some hot Scotch bonnet pepper. Your girl Inga sometime a little extra. Now here I have some pimento seeds. If you don't have the pimento seeds, you could use the pimento leaves. I also have some bay leaves that I'm going to crush everything together. Cut it up, crush it up in my mortar. My pestle and mortar is right here. If you don't have a pestle and mortar, just use a bottle and grind your seasoning, these spices together. And just add it to your meat or chicken back in my case here. All right. So let's get started, guys. I'm just going to take the stems out of my pepper, put it in my pestle, my mortar, with the seeds and all. I'm going to put some crushed pepper in my mortar, about a teaspoon. And I've used a 1.5, a whole pepper plus half. I'm going to put my bay leaves in my mortar. I'm crushing them even before I put them in there a little. And then last, the pimento seeds. You could even add some dill seeds to it as well. And I'm going to I'm going to pound it. Also going to use some cayenne pepper. I didn't show you that in previously. The cayenne pepper, I'm going to add some to it. If you do not like a lot of pepper, you put the amount you think you could manage to take. I'm going to scrape the excess that comes off on the mortar. Scrape it off. I need it all. God bless Mama Lou and Auntie B, my grandmothers, my late grandmothers, who did this. Sometimes even when you have the refrigerator, guys, you still corn your meat because it gives it a better taste for your soups or your stews. Let me show you. This is what it looks like pounded. You could blend it if you want. Ooh, it smells so good, but it will make you sneeze or cough, so you might want to wear a mask. In my bowl, I have about 2 pounds of chicken back. Yeah. And I'm going to drain the water because as I put it down, you want to drain as much of the water, all the water, if not, or as much as of the water off your chicken back. You don't want too much liquid in your chicken back when you're corning it. Sometimes as you sit the chicken back, the water gathers in the bottom. Now I'm going to add about a tablespoon of cayenne pepper to my chicken back. Then I'm going to add about a little more than a 1/4 cup of salt. This is what it looks like right now. Then I'm simply going to mix all those ingredients in. Just mix it in. Now, if you're scared of pepper on your fingers, if you have blisters on your finger or anything, you might want to use a gloves. I would suggest using a gloves because it's very peppery and salty. And if that gets into any open or bruise, you make sure there's nothing on your hands because it's going to burn. It's going to really hurt you. So here I'm going to mix in Mix in all the ingredients. You want to get it into the cavity of the backs. This is the cavity of the chicken back. Make sure it gets in there. Rub it in. Yes, if you have a corningware like I have here, it's perfect. If not, get a regular container with a cover that seals well, that covers well. Now I'm going to layer it in my corningware. And as I layer, I will sprinkle. I like to turn the cavity upwards. The intersections upwards. This one, I'm going to put one layer on the bottom. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little extra salt in the cavity. I want to make sure that it gets the salt well so it will not spoil or go bad. When you have enough salt, too much salt is never bad. Because before you cook it, you're going to rinse off the excess salt. So this is it for the first layer. Now I'm going to put another layer on it with the cavity up, the middle part. Any meat you're using and it has like a cavity, you want to leave it up. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle some more salt in the cavity itself. So if you missed it while rubbing, if you missed the cavity while rubbing, after you're layering it, while you're layering it, it goes right in there. So I have one last piece, and it's here. I'm scooping down all the juices from the salt and pepper. I'm going to cover it, but before I cover it, I'm going to put a layer of saran wrap over it. Saran wrap. You don't have to. If your corningware sits real well, you don't have to. Then I'm going to cover it. This is it. All corned, all cured, all preserved. You could keep this as long as you want. And what my grandmother, Auntie B or Mama Lou used to do, she would, the longer she keeps it, maybe every 2 weeks, she add a little more pepper, pimento, and salt. All done. And I'm going to cook it in maybe 3 days. And I'm going to show you how I cook my chicken back, my corned chicken back soup in a few days. Yes. I'm going to set it in my refrigerator. You could keep it on your counter if you like. Some of us might not know that there are some stigmas linked to chicken back. Last time I checked, I have no problem with no part of the chicken. We in no kind of malice. And one of the things I've learned is I have to be thankful for whatever food, whether I eat it or not, we give thanks. Once it's food and it, stops hunger for someone, we have to be respectful. Because if there's a famine, trust me, all that stigma would go. I've learned to be satisfied with little food, big food, and I have no problem with chicken back or any kind of food, even if I do not eat it. I respect everybody's opinion and their culture, because in some cultures, they think chicken back is, it's a poor people food. I guess I'm poor. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being poor. You just pray to get better, to be better off in life. I don't know what is poor. What is poor? Does it mean that you don't have enough money? And is that a crime? What I worry about is anything that demeans my character. So eating whatever food, as long as I did not steal it, I got it the right way, I am not ashamed of it. I eat anything that provides nutritional value, that is not poisonous, to my body. And even if I don't eat it and other people eat it, I respect it. So I don't know, give chicken back no name, no bad name. You understand? Whether you eat it or not. Just respect chicken back, okay? You know, it's so it's so funny. Some people would walk in the store, and some stores in Jamaica, and because they're rich in the mind, because they say eating chicken back is when you're poor, and they would go in the store and they would be so scared to ask for chicken back. So I heard that some of them would go in and say, "Sell me a pound or two of chicken." They're not saying the word back. Guys, you do eat the back of the chicken when you buy the old chicken. Now, the chicken back is cheaper, in cost than it is for the old chicken. You have a choice. If you can afford the old chicken, go right ahead. Be my guest, be our guest, because there are other people who eat chicken back like me. And if you can't afford the old chicken, hello, proudly buy your chicken back. Okay, guys, it was such a pleasure sharing this experience with you. This chicken back, this cured or corned chicken back came from the days of Auntie B and Mama Lou, my late grandmothers, and I appreciate them for this. It makes the most flavorful soup for me, and I honor them for what they have passed on to me, the knowledge they have passed on to me. JPS can't tell me nothing. Jamaica Public Service, that provides electricity, can't tell me nothing, nor can Edison tell me anything when the power goes out and I need to preserve my meat. If their light goes, oh, I still have my salt and my spices. I can preserve my meat. Not that I'm not grateful for JPS or Con Edison. I am. But I know how to turn my hand and make fashion. In Jamaica, they say, turn your hand and make fashion. Make do with what you have when our time falls on us. Now, guys, it was a pleasure sharing with you today. I want you to walk good, live good, love God, and every day you wake up, guys, try to put a smile on somebody's face, maybe by helping them to achieve a goal, maybe sharing something with them, or maybe sharing a simple compliment. You just might make somebody's day. When you smile at the world smiles back at you. Help by supporting me to get to my first 100 subscribers. This is my second month of YouTubing. So please like the video, guys. Share the video with a friend. And most of all, subscribe. Your support is needed and is always and will always be appreciated. Big up yourself. Peace out.